And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, December 12th. And there's only 378 shopping days left until Christmas next year. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories right here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And here are some of the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. A North Dakota man is accused of assaulting a man and threatening witnesses on the Turtle Mountain Chippewa Reservation. Kenneth Allery Jr. is charged in federal court with assault with a dangerous weapon, assault resulting in serious bodily injury, and tampering with a witness. Authorities say Allery assaulted Charles Allery on May 30th. Court documents show he allegedly threatened 4 witnesses to try to prevent testimony in the case. Trial is scheduled for February 7th in Bismarck, North Dakota. The American Bus Association has designated the 53rd Annual Eastern Shoshone Indian Days Powwow in Wyoming next year as one of the top 100 events in North America. The powwow is set to be held next June 21st through the 24th. The top 100 list is published as a supplement to the September-October issue of Destinations magazine. The American Bus Association says the listing indicates that Eastern Shoshone Indian Days offers excellent entertainment value to both tour groups and individual travelers from around the world. The association considered hundreds of U.S. and Canadian events nominated by state and provincial tourism offices and convention and visitor bureaus. The Clatsop County Sheriff's Office says officers from 3 agencies were at the home on the Suquamish reservation and on the Port Madison reservation in Washington state when another man sitting on a couch pulled a gun and fired. Sheriff spokesman Scott Wilson told the Clatsop Sun the officers returned fire December 8th and the man was killed. He was identified as 44-year-old Thomas Anthony Black of Suquamish. There appears to be little public opposition to Fort Sill Apache tribal leaders' plans for a casino in southwest New Mexico. During a town hall meeting last week attended by about 200 people, only one businessman voiced opposition. Steve Fox says he's witnessed the social and economic problems the casino could present if casino jobs were the only jobs. The Deming Headlight reports Fox stood alone in his outright opposition to the tribe's plans to develop 30 acres of land located off of Interstate 10 between Deming and Las Cruces. Other locals went on the offensive with questions aimed at exposing flaws in the tribe's plans. Some question where the water supply for the gaming hall would come from. The casino still needs state and federal approval. An exhibit about the famous American Indian guide known in North Dakota as Sakakawea has reopened in the State Heritage Center in Bismarck. Creating Sakakawea ties with the 100th anniversary of the Sakakawea statute on the state capitol grounds. The Forum newspaper reports that the exhibit explores the story behind the statute and what the guides who help explorers Lewis and Clark meant to history. The exhibit includes artifacts that date back to the early 1900s. It was launched in October of 2010 but moved into storage 6 months later due to construction at the State Museum. It will remain at the Heritage Center through next September and then travel to other museums across the state. And that's going to be another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for joining with us and come back again soon. Miigwech.